Have you ever felt that, even surrounded by people, you are still alone? As if no one truly understands you, no matter how hard you try to connect. Perhaps you have thought that the problem is you. But what if I told you that this is precisely a sign that you are someone different, someone chosen? The chosen are not better than anyone, but they live with a spiritual sensitivity above average. They notice what others do not see, feel what many ignore, and see through masks. This makes them special, but also profoundly lonely. The ordinary world feels too noisy, too shallow, too fast for those who live more consciously. This disconnection from what is superficial makes it difficult for the chosen to relate to others. They cannot maintain bonds with those who do not vibrate at the same frequency. And as much as they desire love and connection, something inside them always keeps them away from empty or mismatched relationships. It's as if the universe protects them from what does not serve. In this video, you will discover the 9 dark facts that explain why the chosen almost always remain without partners. And more than that, you will understand why this loneliness is not a punishment, but a spiritual process of preparation. A necessary time to strengthen your mission, your essence, and your inner truth. Many do not understand why old relationships crumble, why certain people simply vanish, or why, even with so much love in their hearts, love seems not to work. But there is a deep reason behind it all. And when you discover it, you will feel relieved to know that you were never alone. You were just being guided. This content is for you who have thought that loving too much is the problem, who has grown tired of giving yourself and not being understood, who feels that there is something more, even without knowing how to explain what it is. Stay with me until the end, because what you are going to hear may change the way you see your own journey. And if this video makes sense to you, if at any moment it touches your heart, don't forget to follow the channel. This is the place where souls like yours recognize each other. And here you will never walk alone. Your energy is intense and not everyone can handle it. Some people simply carry a different strength within themselves. The chosen are like this. Their presence does not go unnoticed, even if they try to hide. There is something in their gaze, in their silence, in the way they feel the world. Something that attracts, but also scares. It's as if they are always connected to something deeper, invisible to common eyes. They don't need to say anything. Just being near provokes reactions. For some, it's peace. For others, discomfort. This is not their fault. It is simply the truth of their essence. This energy is not meant to impress. It comes from the soul. It is built through pain, inner searching, contact with the invisible. And that's why it carries so much weight. It is light, but it is also truth. And not everyone is ready to face the truth. When someone approaches a chosen one, they quickly realize that they are in front of something they cannot control. And this makes many people pull back. Not out of malice, but because they do not know how to handle it. Most people seek comfort, not intensity. They seek distraction, not depth. The chosen do not mold themselves. They cannot pretend to be less than they are. And because of this, they end up being labeled as too intense, complicated, difficult to handle. But deep down, what exists is an abyss between what they offer and what the other is willing to receive. And this abyss generates distance. Often the chosen do not even understand why certain people disappear, distance themselves, or simply get lost along the way. But over time, they realize that it is not about rejection, but about protection. Those who are not ready cannot stay. Even desiring true love, they need to learn that not everyone is prepared for such an authentic connection. Loving a chosen one requires courage, surrender, and a level of awareness that is not common. And while that person does not arrive, the journey continues, with or without company. If you feel that your energy pushes people away, know this. It does not push everyone away. It only filters. What is true stays, and what is not ready goes away. Not as punishment, but as a sign that your light is too precious to be shared with those who do not know how to receive it. They see beyond appearances. The chosen have a gaze that penetrates the surface. While most are content with forced smiles and well-placed words, they feel what is hidden, not by choice, but because they are made this way. They simply see what others try to hide. It is difficult to deceive someone with this type of perception. They notice insecurities in the midst of a joke, wounds behind compliments, and falsehood disguised as affection. They feel what lies behind intentions. And this changes everything. Because once seen, it cannot be unseen. This disturbs many people. Because while the world lives behind masks, they live in truth. And this truth exposes. It terrifies. The presence of the chosen is like a mirror that shows what the other person does not want to face. And nobody likes to feel naked in front of someone they barely know. That's why connections with them tend to be short or too intense. Rarely is there a middle ground. It is either deep love or immediate distance, because no one can maintain a facade for long in front of someone who sees the soul. Many say that the chosen complicate things too much, but in reality, they simply cannot cling to the superficial. They do not know how to feign interest where there is no truth. And as much as they desire connection, they need it to be real, because anything less than that exhausts them. They do not seek perfection, they seek honesty. They want to feel security in the other's gaze, peace in presence, and coherence in actions. They want to be able to relax their souls without having to protect themselves all the time. And this is rare, but not impossible. This ability to see beyond makes many relationships not even begin, because people sense, even if unconsciously, that there is no playing with feelings here. With a chosen one, you either truly surrender, or it doesn't last. If you are like this, know this. There is nothing wrong with your way of feeling. Seeing too much can hurt, but it is also a blessing. Because when someone stays, even knowing that you see everything, it is because that person is not afraid of being seen. And that is worth gold. Their purpose comes before romance. The chosen feel that they are here for a greater reason. From an early age, they carry this sense of mission that they need to do something important, even if they do not yet know what it is. And this makes them look at life with more seriousness and intention. When it comes to love, they cannot live just to live. They do not know how to maintain relationships that merely fill space or kill time. If there is no purpose, connection, and truth, they simply cannot remain. Not out of coldness, but out of coherence with who they are. They prioritize the soul, the mission, the building of something that goes beyond the now. And this inevitably puts them in conflict with the type of relationship that the modern world offers. Shallow, fast, and without commitment. The chosen want depth, and that requires time, awareness, and presence. Often, they feel guilty for distancing themselves from someone who seemed good, but they know deep down that they cannot cling to those who do not walk in the same direction. Even with a tight heart, they choose purpose, because they know that giving it up would be betraying themselves. This choice is not easy. There are days when silence weighs heavily, when their chest longs for companionship, when their body desires comfort. But the soul never deceives. It knows that it is better to wait for a love that walks together than to get lost trying to fit something that does not belong on the path. The chosen are not here to repeat patterns. they are here to break them. And this requires being whole, being clean, being ready. It is not always the right moment for love, even when the heart desires it. And the chosen understand this over time. They learn to respect their cycles. While they wait for someone who comprehends this calling, they remain steadfast, not out of pride, but out of truth. They know that a love without purpose does not fulfill. It only distracts, and they do not want distraction. They want construction. Someone who looks in the same direction and says, "Shall we go together?" If this resonates with you, know this. Your waiting is not a waste of time. It is shaping your energy to find someone who not only admires your path, but also has one of their own. And when that happens, it will be more than love. It will be a shared mission. They live constant awakening processes. The chosen do not stop changing. They are not the same as they were 6 months ago, and they probably will not be the same 6 months from now. Their internal phases are deep, almost always silent, but transformative. What touched them before no longer makes sense today. What enchanted them no longer fulfills them. They are always in search of more awareness, more truth, more light. Sometimes they do not even want to change, but they are pulled by their own soul. They wake up one day with a new clarity, a new perception, a new pain that asks for healing. And that changes everything, including relationships. Many relationships that seem solid begin to lose meaning, not due to a lack of love, but because the path diverges. The chosen feel when a connection starts to weigh, when it no longer nourishes the soul, when one person's growth does not match the other's. And even with affection, even with history, they understand you cannot force it, because forcing it would be betraying their own evolution. So they let go, with pain, yes, but also with respect, because they know that true love does not hinder flight. And those who love understand that growing sometimes means moving forward alone. This constant transformation scares those around them. Partners may feel confused, left behind, replaced by a new version. But that is not it. The chosen do not replace anyone. They simply move on, and those who do not keep up naturally get left behind. If you feel that you are always changing and that it pushes people away, know this. That is not weakness. It is courage. The courage to keep growing even if it costs companionship. Your soul is guiding you. Trust this process. Not everyone will understand, and that is okay. Those who are meant to be will grow alongside you. They do not follow conventional patterns. The chosen were not born to follow the script that society wrote. While many live by appearances, conveniences, and schedules, they live from the soul. They do not fit into common expectations of what a relationship should be. And this bothers many people who live inside the box. They are not concerned with titles, dates, or social validations. What matters is the real connection, the true exchange, the presence that comforts, inspires, and transforms. When they are with someone, they want to feel freedom, not obligation. They want to love, not play roles. Because of this, they are often labeled as confused, indecisive, or even immature. But the truth is the opposite. They simply cannot pretend. They cannot be where the soul does not vibrate. They cannot smile in a relationship that has turned into routine, obligation, or an emotional contract. The chosen believe that love must be light, even when deep, that it should grow alongside individuality. They do not want to lose themselves in someone. They want to find themselves even more. And because they think this way, they become difficult to fit into traditional molds. Many people give up on them quickly because they do not know how to handle this freedom. They think it is disinterest, when in fact it is respect. The chosen respect the other's time, the other's space, and expect the same in return. But not everyone understands that love and possession are not the same thing. They believe in bonds without imprisonment, in partnerships that do not suffocate, in relationships that add rather than consume. And as beautiful as that sounds, it is rare to find someone with the maturity to live this type of love. This different way of loving is frightening, but also healing. Because when someone is able to accompany a chosen one, they discover a freedom they have never lived before. And they understand that love is not control, it is a meeting. If you feel like you are outside the norm and have been judged for it, breathe. You are not wrong. You just love in a truer way. And the world does need more loves that arise from the soul, and not from habit. Your vibration repels wrong connections. The chosen do not always understand why certain people distance themselves. Sometimes everything seems fine, everything seems promising. And suddenly, the connection disappears. This can hurt, it can confuse. But over time, they realize that it is not abandonment, it is protection. The energy of the chosen acts as a natural filter. It repels what is not aligned. Even without saying anything, even without realizing it, their light touches the other in a way that forces them to choose, evolve, or leave. And most choose to leave. People with hidden intentions, toxic patterns, or internal emptiness cannot sustain the presence of someone with such awareness. They feel uncomfortable, exposed, insecure, and instinctively they pull away. Because staying would require change, and not everyone is willing to do that. This rejection is not your fault. It is your vibration doing the work of protecting your energy, preventing you from getting involved with people who would only drain you, slow you down, or hurt you. It is as if the universe is saying, this is not for you. Trust and trusting in these moments is difficult, because loneliness weighs heavy. There is a desire to insist, to try again. But the chosen learn that there is a greater wisdom at play, that everything that distances itself has a reason, and everything that remains is a blessing. Many connections do not succeed because they do not have the structure to sustain the energy of someone who has already traveled such a deep inner path. And that is okay. The chosen are not here to save anyone. They are here to be true. And being true requires boundaries. When you realize that a relationship has fallen apart for no reason, silently give thanks. Perhaps that spared you from a greater pain down the line. Your light attracts many things, but it also pushes away what does not vibrate in alignment. And this, no matter how much it hurts now, is a gift. Keep vibrating your truth. The right connection will not escape. It will recognize you, and it will stay, not out of obligation, but because it found in you an energetic home, a place where the soul can breathe. They seek depth and do not accept superficiality. The chosen cannot live shallow loves. They feel when the conversation is empty, when the presence is absent, when the intention is just to fill a momentary void. They do not want someone just to be there. They want soul, truth, surrender. They want a connection that awakens, not a distraction that deceives. This search for depth is not a whim, it is a spiritual necessity. The chosen feel when the energy does not connect, and no matter how much they try, they cannot force something that does not flow from within. That is why they distance themselves, even if it leaves them alone for a time. They desire a love that transforms, that grows together, that challenges and embraces at the same time. And they know they will not find that on any corner. They prefer their own company to sharing life with someone who does not truly see them. Many do not understand this way of loving. They find it excessive, dramatic, too demanding. But those who have already delved deep within themselves can no longer live on the surface. The chosen do not want to repeat old patterns. They want to live something new, whole, sincere. And by not accepting less than they deserve, they end up pushing away those who are not ready. But that is precisely what protects them. Because what is shallow hurts more than being alone. And they know that. If you feel that you are seeking something that few understand, keep going. Your depth is not a defect, it is your nature. And when someone arrives and dives in with you, you will understand why all previous attempts had to fail. The love you seek is also seeking you. The universe distances them from those who are not meant to stay. Many times the chosen do not understand why certain people simply leave their lives. Sometimes it was someone dear. Sometimes it seemed promising. But suddenly, everything changes. And what was connection becomes distance. What was hope turns into silence. And it hurts. But there is a greater intelligence guiding the path. The universe does not allow anyone to linger in the life of a chosen one for no reason. If someone leaves, even without explanation, it is because they were not a part of the mission. It is hard to accept, but over time, everything makes sense. The soul of the chosen has a very specific calling, and any relationship that diverges from that purpose begins to weigh heavy. The energy feels strange, the vibration does not fit, and gradually, things fall apart. Not because of a lack of love, but because of an excess of truth. What does not contribute to the journey of the chosen does not remain. It may even try. It may last for a while, but it does not endure, because the universe rearranges everything, even when it breaks the heart, even when it seems unfair. This distancing is not a punishment. It is an invisible care. It is fate clearing the path, so that the chosen does not waste time with what does not add value, so that they do not get distracted by what seems beautiful, but is not aligned with their essence. If this has been happening to you, breathe. You are not being rejected. You are being protected. What is meant to stay will find its way back. What has gone away has made space for something much greater. Trust in that. The pain of today is the preparation for the peace of tomorrow. They are being shaped for someone as special as they are. The loneliness of the chosen has a purpose. It is not a meaningless void. It is fertile ground being prepared. While the heart waits, the soul works. Every phase, every silence, every farewell, everything is part of the formation of who they need to become before living the love they truly deserve. They are being shaped, healing old wounds, breaking patterns, cleansing beliefs that no longer serve. All of this takes time and requires courage, because to receive someone at the same level of consciousness, it is necessary to be whole. And the chosen knows you cannot live a great love without first becoming great inside. This preparation also happens on the other side. There is someone going through a similar process. Someone who also feels too much, who also gets frustrated with shallow loves, who also wonders when they will find someone who understands them. And that meeting will happen at the exact right time. The chosen were not made to accept just anything. They were made to experience something extraordinary. And that is why the path is different. More solitary, deeper, longer, but infinitely more true. When that person arrives, there will be no games, no doubts, no fear of being too much. There will be a meeting, recognition, peace. It will feel familiar, even though it is new, because the souls already know each other, even before the touch. If you are in this waiting phase, do not feel behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Everything you are experiencing now is preparing you. And when the time comes, everything will fit together in a way that no other relationship has been able to. If you have made it this far and felt that all of this spoke directly to your heart, then maybe you really are a chosen one. And it is okay if there are still doubts, pains, or days when silence seems louder than everything. Those who feel deeply also get tired. But your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is your strength in disguise. You are not difficult to love. You just were not born to live small loves. Your energy is intimidating, yes, but only those who have not yet learned to see themselves truly will leave. Those who have the maturity to love you as you deserve will stay. They will choose to stay. And they will see beauty where others only saw too much intensity. Your soul is in constant construction. And no matter how painful the journey seems at times, it is shaping you for something greater. Relationships that did not work taught you what you will no longer accept. People who left made space for someone who will come whole. It is difficult to maintain faith when everything seems to stand still. But your journey is not at a standstill. What you call waiting, the universe calls preparation. Every day you are becoming more ready. And the right love is too. You are not behind. You are on the exact timeline of your destiny. So keep being you. Keep vibrating truth, even when that pushes people away. Keep choosing depth, even when that limits your options. Because the soul that will truly love you is looking for exactly that, someone like you. Do not change to fit anywhere. Stand firm until you find the place where your soul can breathe. And before you leave this video, leave a word in the comments that represents how you felt hearing all of this. It could be clarity, healing, relief, hope, or even a phrase of your own. What matters is that you leave your mark here. This is your space, and here your soul is understood.